It's Bob and Tom Tonight, starring Chick McGee, Kristi Lee, Josh Arnold, Ace Cosby, Pat Godwin, Willie Griswold, and Tom Griswold.
Could we move forward here? Do we have any more sports?
Well, of course, we've got Stupid Kristi's friend.
This isn't a stupid world record.
An Indiana woman has set the Guinness World Record for longest time spent surfing a wave female.
In Indiana.
She beat the male record, too.
Surfing.
Reports are that Lori...
Wake surfing.
Wake surfing.
Wake me when the story's over.
Wow.
Hostile
reception.
For months to train for this.
She surfed a far-off location called Raccoon Lake for 8 hours to earn the title. According to TV station Fox 59, bunch of hacks, Keaton had surfed for so long that the Guinness World Record adjudicator suggested she and her attempt, since a second judge would have to be called in.
She said they suggested she end her attempt.
Yes. She could have gone longer. She told me she could have kept going.
I'm sure
she felt great, but they didn't have enough judges to.
It seems to be.
I have a dumb question.
Yeah.
Did they have to re-gas the boat? Can a boat go for 8 hours like
you
that?
dummy. Come on,
I told you
man.
it's a dumb question.
What a
She
stupid
didn't stop, so I don't know.
Okay, dumb question. I'm very sorry.
They must have had plenty of the gas on the boat.
That's a really good question.
No, of course it is.
Is she allowed to take any breaks?
She did not take any breaks.
So
She pee on herself?
I don't know.
Did your friend pee on herself?
I don't know. I
She
could
had to.
call and
I'm sure
ask
she
her.
did.
She had on a fanny pack that had like bars so
Was
she
she
could
pooping?
eat.
I'm glad
where
she
my
only
mind went.
peed on herself.
You don't poop in a fanny pack. Although I'm sure there's a
You don't-
video. I'm sure
Lord
there's
help
a
me.
Poop in a
fetish
fanny
where
pack.
people can watch people do that.
You don't take a poop in a fanny pack. You don't take a poop.
She asked me to get the audio for this for her, but I don't think I'm going to do that now.
How long was she doing this?
Over 8 hours.
And the
Her
judge,
husband said it was
the judge quit.
Yeah. The judge quit.
That's good. Judge can't quit.
Yeah, well,
You don't
apparently.
end the game because the umpire left.
There go the judge. There go the judge.
Or maybe she's only scheduled for 8 hours. You know, I'm only working 8 hours. I ain't working past that.
Does she pay attention to her family for 8 hours? Maybe her husband? Maybe.
Lori is not married. She's a single
well,
gal.
there
She
you
has
go.
2 grown adult lady children.
What kind of boobs she working with?
You can tell us. Josh, Chris, you have to answer Josh's question. He has a nice question.
You guys stop.
Are you done?
How's her backside?
Her back
Oh, congratulations.
She got a nice toilet?
nice.
She owns her own business, has a beautiful home. She's a great gal.
Okay, your level of ignorance has reached a peak such that I think we need to clarify something. Kristi's friend did indeed set a world record.
Yes, Lori
And
Keaton.
she was wake surfing. I want
Right.
to explain what that is. This is not.
Yeah, she's just standing on a board getting pulled by a boat around the lake.
She's not
Not
getting
getting
pulled.
pulled.
It's the same thing as that
she's-
squirrel does.
That's wakeboarding.
you
That's
know,
different.
That squirrel that
She's
gets.
surfing.
nailed.
She's
The
not.
same-
She's not holding on to a line.
I think you're wrong.
No, she's not.
She is just surfing on the wave created
Twiggy.
by the boat.
Remember
Right.
Twiggy? Remember Twiggy the squirrel?
Yeah.
Oh, no. I remember Twiggy the model.
Twiggy the squirrel. Yes.
What's the difference between Twiggy the model and Twiggy the squirrel?
2 pounds.
Squirrel outweighed her.
I'm sorry. That's Twiggy was slender.
Yeah, she was, yeah.
The point is, Kristi's friend was that was the wake surfing. So the wave created by the boat
Is what
never
she
mind,
was surfing.
That's sports.
It's the thing that makes me nervous. I feel like they could fall forward and right into the engine.
In fact, you know what we should do, Summer of Pals, is we should all go out on Lori's boat and have her teach us how to wake surf.
Sure. That
Yeah.
sounds fun. I can wakeboard a little bit.
Can we? Can we do that without you or Lori? That'd be fun.
That would be fun, yeah.
No.
Maybe in Tahoe?
Wait.
Okay.
Yeah, Tahoe.
As long as we're kicking people off, you do not want him driving the water ski boat. Him driving there
Does
are
he
so
mess
many.
with you?
Tom does what?
He'll do the no. Thumbs up does not. Thumbs up means faster. Okay, he will yell at you. He will yell at you while you're doing
Yeah,
it.
of course, yeah.
Do you think you could get up on a surfboard, Josh?
Boy, oh boy.
I'm just saying. I'm serious.
I've wakeboarded before, but I was always like lying on my belly or whatever. I wasn't standing
Oh, you didn't
up.
try to stand up.
See,
Maybe the first part of knee boarding. You're
if
on
there
your
is a
belly.
record for
Josh, batten down the hatch.
I was kneeboarding, you're right.
If there is a record for wakeboarding on your belly, Wow, that's lazy.
No,
All right.
you gotta. Hey, still your arms do some work.
Sure.
There. You gotta.
lie down.
You're outside. You're outside.
Yeah. No, I did get up on my knees on that thing.
Yeah.
So yeah,
A lot of pulling.
Well, the trick
there
is
was.
that this woman was standing.
I know.
I would
know,
love to
yeah.
try it.
8
I've
hours.
been threatening to go for years. And,
Okay, well, congratulations. I'm glad she got the world record. It would have gone longer, but the judge got tired.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was possible.
Yes.
I'll go if I can French her. Can I French your friend?
She might.
Really?
You might be able to. I don't know.
Gosh.
I don't know if she has a boyfriend or not.
Hang on a second. Do you make that noise?
Her boyfriend isn't French like I French.
I don't know if she has a
Do
boyfriend.
you make that noise every time you French?
Only when I'm going in for it.
Okay.
Baby, dinner was great.
Now, do you remove the
Shut up.
I want to hear
ball
this.
gag and the
Right. So
the twist ties
let's
on
just
her
go ahead
arms?
and get to the kidnapped prostitute.
Right.
Restrain. You kidnapped a woman.
I was going to
So-
perform a wonderful scenelit for you
Yeah,
guys.
I know.
Get back to
Just had dinner.
Reset it up. Reset it
It's
up.
the
We're
second
with you.
time today he's cut you off for no reason.
Now, do you use? Do you like to have colored zip ties to restrain them, or do you go with the traditional black?
That's not funny.
No.
Go ahead. What do you do when you're getting ready to French? Are you ready? You're getting ready to French.
Oh my gosh, what a wonderful evening
Yeah.
we've had. And,
Yeah.
I hope you don't mind me, you don't find me forward, but I start from about 3 feet away.
That always works, right? I'm writing that down.
I'm gonna have to take off. I'm gonna take off some of these restraints for your toilet break.
He's back to it. Back to the
It
restraints.
never happened. More
Coming
of
up.
this coming.
Welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show. Let's look around the room quickly. Ace Cosby is our engineer, still gagging on.
I do not thank Chick McGee for his concern to my health.
Is that what that sounded like?
He can barely talk. His
You're welcome.
his
Yeah.
airway blocked by what kind of jerky is it again?
Turkey jerky.
Turkey jerky.
Turkey jerky. I'm gonna cut off the credit card on the menu of this place. Let's see. There's Pat Godwin in the Oxford Gold Performance Room.
What about the people that manufacture the jerky? Take it all the way back there. Don't blame Ace because he's eating jerky on the air. Yeah, blame the provider. That's a good idea.
No, you just shouldn't
Idiot.
eat jerky when you're trying to talk on the radio.
Of course, that's right.
Same
You
way
shouldn't have it.
I ate it during the break.
Well, it's apparently lodged. in
Blame
your
him.
esophagus.
And when it happens again tomorrow,
It's Chick McGee. Let's see, what was I saying? Oh, the Oxford Gold Performance Room starring Pat Godwin, Kristi Lee at the Navy Federal Credit Union news desk, and joining us on the track phone hotline. Oh, hey, Willie. Willie's right there, too.
So is Josh Arnold. Jeez.
I mentioned you twice already, Josh.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, it's 6:30 and 7:10.
Check local
listings for time.
Check local listings for time. Where was I?
Costaki!
There's Costaki Economopolis joins us from Greater Los Angeles, California.
Costaki, as Siri would call him, right?
Yeah, Costaki. Costaki Economopolis.
Yes.
And Costaki is going to be at DeChico's in Fresno this Friday and Saturday for some great live comedy.
Yeah, what about it?
And DeChico's, am I getting it right, Costaki?
Yeah, that's right.
Do they
New
sell
hour.
boxy
Buckle up.
jackets?
You got a new hour.
New hour.
Bumpy ride. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, we're the bumpy ride. Yeah.
It's going to be exhilarating and terrifying. I can't wait.
Yes, very cool.
Now, are you rehearsing it in front of a mirror?
I've done a bunch of weird open mics and running jokes with my wife and Zoom show, but this will be the first like real, hour and humans and live, and I'm really excited about it. I booked a flight to Minneapolis for a month from now, and
All right.
drive up to Fresno this weekend. So comedy.
Go on.
Yeah.
We're glad comedy's back. How about a sample?
Good segue.
That's a good MC right there.
Good segue.
Here's your headline.
Well, I know that there's not a lot of NFL news right now, and I can tell because the big story out of the NFL this morning is Gardner Minshew has cut off his mullet.
Yeah, that's the sign the NFL news cycle is a little slow. That's right. So a slow NFL news cycle and Father's Day week, and I've been writing stuff about my dad. So I thought, all right, let's do an old-fashioned Economonologue about my dad. You see?
Okay.
My dad was great. He was a Greek immigrant, thick Greek accent. He would say things like, "Play it with the ear." Once he met the mailbox and he said, "Take the garbage to the post office." And we teased him about that for 20 years. We only had one language, and we made fun of the guy who had one leg, came to America on a Fulbright scholarship, and got a PhD in a second language because he didn't nail the idioms. So that's fair. If we mocked him for saying something goofy, he would say, "You listen with accent."
Great. Makes sense.
Exactly the right response. I think you always make fun of your dad, no matter how smart. Neil deGrasse Tyson's kids are probably giving him a hard time somewhere. You know, like, "You don't know how to post a TikTok, Dad. You're dumb." My dad said I could get a snake when I was 8. When I turned 8, I was like, "Where's my snake?" He goes, "I didn't think you were going to remember that." I was like, "Do you not know how kids work? I've been looking forward to this day for 3 years. Where's my snake?" He was a sociology professor, 30 plus years. One day he was talking about the challenges of women in the workplace, and he said some version of, "It's like starting out with 2 strikes and no balls." And he had no idea what he had said. He taught a sex roles class. My dad did all the cooking and the laundry, and Mom did all the yard work and the fixing stuff around the house. I was like, "Dad, no one is less qualified to teach sex roles than you. You have no idea what the traditional roles are." He had one leg. He never complained, at least out loud. He was never wistful once that he wished he had 2 legs, or I never even thought of him as being handicapped. Dad just had one leg. Like, he needed a little help walking downhill to a soccer field. That was it. He walked funny and he talked funny. It was like he was working on a character or something. "It's Tuesday, boy. Don't forget to take the garbage to the post office." Lost his leg. If I bite the inside of my cheek, I'm a whiny bitch for a week and a half. You know what I mean? Like, lucky for me, Dad's family jewels weren't damaged in the accident. Life, it's a game of inches, right?
Yes.
So he lost his leg in an accident.
In an accident. He was 7, war-torn Greece. It was a bomb exploded. He had some shrapnel here and there remaining in his body. One leg, lazy eye, lazy son. Definitely got that from Dad. I would rather do nothing than something every day of the week and never on Sunday. But I have enough of the Protestant work ethic thing from my mom. So I still don't do much, but I feel guilty about it. So thanks, Mom. I appreciate the input. But when you have one leg, that's the lesson. You just go on to the next. What are you going to do? Not limp with the one leg to the next thing? That's what you do. I mean, it's much less of a thing, but I'm blind in one eye and deaf in one ear. So what do you just shrug, and I just stay on this side of everything so I can hear people. and I wear shatterproof lenses and don't play racquetball. It's fine. Life is fine. I'm fine. So here's a cool story. My dad, when he was in middle school, there was a family in Wales. It was a Greek family that had some money, and they lived in Wales, and they were bringing in kids who got seriously injured in the war in Greece and helping them get prosthetic limbs and sort out some things. So he lived in Wales for a couple years, and he became lifelong friends with a guy named Dimitri Mitzigas, who lost the other leg. He was the same age. They were buddies, and they would literally buy a pair of shoes and share them. And they had crutches, races, and everything. So I always heard about Mitzigas my whole life. Like, he loved this guy. And when my dad passed away, I went to Australia. It was the only thing I could glean from this whole situation. I was like, well, I always wanted to go to Australia. I could be dead tomorrow. I'm going. So I went to Australia, and it happened to be where Mitzigas lived. So we set up an appointment to find each other. And I talked to him on the phone, and he said, well, how will you know it's me? I said, well, you're Greek, you're my dad's age, and you have one leg. I'm pretty sure I can find you. Sure enough, the boat pulls up on the dock and such. There he is, limping and looking around. I was like, there's Mitzigas. Cool.
That's great.
That is very cool.
Did you have a good conversation with him?
Yeah, it was awesome. It was like, it was the closest thing I had to my dad that year, So it was really nice to talk to him and hear about the old days and, how they dealt with bullies. Like, my dad was a super pacifist, and Mitzigas, thought we should punch him back. And it was funny to hear these stories about my dad as a kid,
Sure.
It was cool. That was really cool.
Wow.
Can I interrupt the flow of this as we
absolutely.
sentimental thing about your dad, who sounds like a great guy. Have you ever met anyone that was Greek named Zorba?
That's a fair question.
I mean,
I don't think you occasionally see it as a restaurant name, but I don't think that's the guy's name, right?
I mean, it's sort of the most famous
Zorba the Greek,
in sort of American culture,
Right.
English-speaking culture, the famous movie
It's
Zorba.
a wonderful movie.
I've never run into a Zorba. In Greece, not everyone follows it, but there's a long-standing tradition of naming the son after the father's father, right? The first son, and the second son is named after the mother's father, and the first daughter is named after the father's mother. And so there's a little bit of there's like 5-10 names that almost everybody is.
Yeah.
Are there a lot of Kostakis out there?
So many Kostas, there's different versions, right? But yeah, the root name, my name, Konstantinos, it's like 30% of the kids are named Kostas.
When you started in comedy, did an agent ever say to you, why don't you change your name to Zorba?
Yeah, not Zorba.
That way you could be like, oh, have you seen
I don't know why, but I feel like he should be insulted. I'm not.
No, I mean, it would be like, oh, that's that guy that's that Greek comedian. Zorba.
I did have a buddy when I first started. He said, you should wear a wreath in your hair and kind of paint your face white and wear a toga. Like, just commit to being the Greek.
Wow. There you go.
Wow.
There's some bad advice.
I was wrong. That's more offensive than Zorba.
That's ridiculous.
That's right.
I was just curious about the Zorba thing.
Yeah, I never have. When you go to the beach in Greece, you hear moms chasing around kids at Costaki. Hello. My name's very common in Greece. It's kind of fun to hear. 7 years old. When I was a kid, I lost my big wheel and I was devastated. I still wish I had that thing, my
Phantom
big wheel was
wheel
crushed by Phantom. That's funny.
Very nice. Write that down for your little show.
My big wheel was crushed by a car because I left it in the driveway. And I was specifically told not to leave it in the driveway because it would be crushed by a car repeatedly. So my mom, when I was a grown-up, told me this, that, when my big wheel was run over, my parents discussed it. My mom said, you should get another one. My dad said, no, we told him not to leave it there. He's got to learn responsibility. So that was my first and last big wheel. And I wonder if that's what happened to my dad's leg. Like they told him not to play with the bombs laying around war-torn Greece, and he didn't listen.
Could have been.
Yeah, so nobody
asked my grandfather.
That's probably what did happen.
You tell him that we told him not to play with the bombs. You give that leg to a kid who listens to his father. That's what you do.
He deserves to lose
Yes.
leg.
We said don't play with bouncing Bettys.
We told you how many times?
Did they have those things?
Stop crying. I said how many times?
Are these old Jews you're doing? What
Well, if he
accent is
can
that?
use Zorba, we're going to use our bad Greek voices.
That was Josh's Borscht Belt character.
Hello.
That was
hey,
a little,
Kostaki, I looked this up. Zorba means live each day.
all right.
So what does Costaki mean?
But I don't know.
Uncomfortable conversation about dreams he has?
No, funny man.
Sit and ponder.
It means comedy. Kostaki means
funny
beautiful.
man.
Kostaki is going to be once again at DeChico's in Fresno. I understand DeChico's is going to build another. They're going to expand.
Are they?
Oh, are they really?
What's the name?
They're going to Florida.
Yeah.
They're going to go to DeLand.
Sure.
So DeChico's of DeLand, which is right near
DC.
I see.
And to get there, you'll have to take DePlane. Sorry, Kostaki. It's time for your closer.
I think we ran past it already.
His closers, his dad died.
Yeah.
I've one actually. You know what? Let's make this the closer. This is a true story. I wasn't sure I was going to tell you this part, but this is kind of fun. This is a joke my dad told me. Apparently, when I was in high school, my mom had told my dad this joke earlier in the day. So I come home, we're having dinner, and my dad decides to tell me this joke. All right. So this is the joke. Two guys are sitting at a bar. They're having a couple beers, and a woman at the bar winks at one of the guys. He's like, hey, what do I do? She just winked at me. And the guy goes, I don't know, wink back. So he winks back at her, having a couple more drinks. The woman looks over and blows a kiss at him. He goes, hey, she just blew a kiss at me. What do I do? He said, I don't know, blow a kiss back. So they're hanging out there for a few more minutes. She unbuttons her blouse and she exposes her breast to the guy. And he's like, oh my God, she just showed me her breast. What do I do? I don't know. Show her your nuts. And the guy looks over and goes,
Yes.
So that's the joke. Right. But my dad screwed it up. My dad goes, she just showed me her breast. What do I do? And the guy says, I don't know. Show her you're crazy.
That sounds like a joke I tell.
There you go. Yeah. That's like how I told you.
My mom was howling.
Closer.
I was like,
Closer.
I don't know what's happening. I guess I'm not old enough to get jokes.
Right. So solid.
Love it.
That's a
Well,
great
happy
story.
Father's Day to you, Kostaki.
Yeah,
Thank you very much.
Wonderful.
Yes,
Thank
it was
you.
wonderful that you shared that
And
with
And
us.
to all of you guys.
And say hi to little Zorba for us.
All right.
Zorbina.
Zorbina.
Zorbati.
I do love that movie. They're up on the cliff,
Oh,
on the
yeah,
ocean, and that dancing, that
beautiful
party, and
trees. Yeah,
couldn't take it.
Gorgeous.
Watch the entire show live or on demand at bobandtom.com or listen live with the Bob and Tom app. And be sure to tune in next time for more Bob and Tom Tonight.